I guarantee you this much, after that Texas and Oklahoma game where he got benched for Caleb Williams, nobody, and I mean nobody, thought this would ever be happening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you had a great week. Hope all of you having a great Friday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we got to talk about something interesting, and guess who it involves? The Rattler. Yeah, that's right, you heard me correctly, and it has been a long time since we talked about Spencer Rattler, but he is back in the news. And real quick, I know this is a random way to start the video, but I just thought about this today. I ordered a Halloween costume last year, not last month, but last year, and it still hasn't came in. I just never thought it past Halloween. I was like, oh yeah, it may be late, but here we are 2 years later, and I'm starting to come to the executive decision that I got scammed. I ordered off Amazon, and by the way, let me know in the comment section, is it too late to file a return? Or it's not even like a return, it's more so of, can I get my money back for that still? I have no idea, but if any of y'all have ever had that happen before, let me know in the comment section how you handled it. But more than likely, if you ordered something and it didn't come in, you probably would have called up Amazon, texted them, or whatever you gotta do within a couple of weeks. For me, it's been a freaking year, so I feel like it's kind of too late. Anyways, that's besides the point. What we're to talk about is Spencer Rattler. His history and backstory is so long, I feel like you can make a movie out of it. Started out as a high school fiend on 5-star recruit, and he was even on a Netflix reality TV show. Everybody hated him because of his antics there, commencing signs with OU, and as we all know, that is where he started out as a starter there, but then a guy who goes by the name of Caleb Williams, he took his job. And when Rattler was at Oklahoma, he really was never even that bad. He was, I'd argue and say, good, but the standard for Oklahoma at the time for their quarterback position wasn't good, it was great. And I remember vividly Oklahoma was winning games, and Rattler was getting booed while they were winning. I remember that Caleb Williams and Spencer Rattler saga just like it was yesterday. It reminded me a lot of Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts and Spencer Rattler weren't bad quarterbacks, but you could tell the offense could do a little bit more if you had the right guy in there, and yeah, that's what happened. Plug in Tua Tagovailoa, that Alabama offense looks 10 times better, and same thing for Oklahoma with Caleb Williams. And since Caleb Williams takes over the starting job for Spencer Rattler, he has no choice but to enter the portal, and he winds up at South Kakalaki. And at South Kakalaki, it didn't start out too good, but it ended good, and he was one of the better quarterbacks in their recent history. He even had that magical game in 2022 where they upset Tennessee at home. Fast forward time a little bit, last year had another decent season, and he enters the NFL draft. He wasn't really looked at and regarded as a top quarterback prospect in the draft, but some people thought he may go as early as the second or third round. However, with that being said, he wound up falling to the 5th round to the New Orleans Saints. I thought it was a win-win. Great spot for Spencer Rattler, and pretty good quarterback in the 5th round for the Saints. Fast forward time a little bit to the start of the 2024 NFL season, Derek Carr, he's your quarterback. And Spencer Rattler, for the most part, was an afterthought because he hasn't even been activated in any of the Saints games. Up until this point in the season, Rattler hasn't even been the second string quarterback. On paper, he has been labeled as the third string quarterback, and like I said, he's inactive. Anytime the Saints were blowing out somebody this year, Jake Haener, the backup quarterback, that's who was going in mop-up duty. Unfortunately, in the Saints' most recent game, Derek Carr, he went down with an injury. He's going to miss some time, so you know what that means, right? The Saints got a decision to make. Who's going to be our starting quarterback moving forward? And you want to know who they decided to go with? Well, you probably know since I'm making this video. Spencer Rattler. As you can see right here, the Rattler is the starting quarterback for the Saints in Week 6. One of the replies in the comments under that post states, LMAO, he probably won't even start the week after. He's not a good quarterback and hasn't been one since high school. Dude was terrible at Oklahoma and mediocre at South Carolina. Thinking that he will magically turn to a stud in the NFL is laughable. Huh. Interesting. I definitely disagree with that. As to how you come to the conclusion that he was quote-unquote terrible at Oklahoma, I have no idea. I've seen terrible quarterback play in college, and Spencer Rattler was not terrible, and he was far from it. I ain't gonna sit up here and tell you he was really good, but he wasn't terrible. If you want to label him as mediocre at South Carolina, I really don't have a problem with that, but like I said, going back to the terrible thing, come on, man, what are we doing? But the one thing I find the most interesting out of all this, like this comment says right here, has yet to see regular season action, but Saints coaching staff believe he's ready to step up. Very odd how Spencer Rattler has gone from the third string quarterback and inactive to now the starting quarterback just like that within the snap of a finger. Obviously, the head coach was asked about why he decided to go with Rattler, and here's what he had to say. We just internally talked a lot about it and felt like in this particular game that he was going to give us the best chance to win. Both him and Jake have been practicing extremely hard, preparing to be the starter. It was kind of the conversation that we had at the beginning of the year that Jake would be number 2 to start. It was really basically going to be kind of a week-to-week deal, and we just felt like this was, for this game, going to give us the best option. Interesting. What do y'all think about that? What I'm inferring from all that is he is saying, It's a week-to-week thing, and we think Rattler, maybe with some mobility against the Buccaneers, he gives us the best shot to win this game. And potentially, if Rattler doesn't look all too good, and they think Haener gives them the best shot to win the next game, I don't know who they play next. They'll start Haener. Who knows? Continuing along, here's what he has to say about Rattler. He's been tested in the fire, and he's come out on the other end. We're excited about him. We're looking forward to watching him play, and it's going to be incumbent. What the world? Incumbent? Incumbent? I ain't never seen that word in my life. Upon us as coaches to put him in the best position to be successful. Incumbent. Incumbent? I mean, come on, man. Who even uses that word? He continued on. We knew if and when Derek ever had to miss a time, then we'd have to make some decisions. So I think in that regard, it's always kind of been in the back of our mind, but yet there was no decision made until we got in here and really started talking about it. What I'm about to show you next is what he had to say about Spencer Rattler and how they're going to go about using him in the game. Quote unquote, look, I think you got to let the guy go in there and play. We're not going into this game saying, you make a mistake, we're going to pull you. He's going to play, he's going to start and lead the team. I think we'll go from there. And here's the last quote that I'm going to show you. The biggest thing, you don't want to go into this thing like it's this major ordeal. I think sometimes you can make too big a deal of it and create more of an issue than you really need to. So we'll go through things that he needs to know, we'll get him prepared, and then we'll let him go out there and play. I know that was somewhat of a lot to take in and a lot to read, but I feel like it's important to the video. That's the Saints game plan with Spencer Rattler, and I'm curious, let me know in the comment section, what do you think of the decision to start Rattler over Haener? Number 2, how do you think he's going to play and fare out? When trying to evaluate the situation, I think it's important to remember we're not talking about a 5-star recruit starting in college football. No. We're talking about a rookie quarterback starting in the NFL. Professional football, the best of the best. I'm not going to say we see it all the time, but it's not really shocking to see a true freshman quarterback light up defenses at the college level. It's rare, but you still see it. In the NFL, it just don't happen. Occasionally, you'll have a rookie quarterback have a couple of insane games and maybe an insane season, and one that comes to my mind the most in recent memory is C.J. Stroud. But here's the difference with that. We knew C.J. Stroud was great. There's a reason Spencer Rattler won the 5th round. I think it's more than fair to say your expectations for Spencer Rattler in his first career NFL start should be pretty dang low. He's not going to go out there and go 20 for 30, 275 with 2 touchdowns to 1 IT. That ain't going to happen. If it does happen, I'll get up here and say, you know what, he proved me wrong, but I don't think it will. It's more so probably going to look something along the lines of Spencer Rattler, 15 for 28, 170 yards, and 1 touchdown, 1 interception, or maybe even 2 interceptions, maybe 3. This is 95% a college football channel, but for those of you who don't know, I'm an avid NFL watcher too, and the NFL is a different beast and animal. Going from watching college football all day Saturday and watching NFL all day Sunday, it's like night and day difference. You think a Georgia defense is fast? Just watching the NFL. The reason I'm laughing is because it's night and day difference. It's comical. Those NFL defenses and how fast those players move, how hard they hit, it's on another planet compared to college football. And Spencer Rattler had a hard time reading defenses at the collegiate level. So what do you think is going to happen in the NFL? I think the defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers, that is who they're playing, right? I'm pretty sure on that. He's going to be licking his chops. It's like you got fresh meat back there. He's going to disguise a bunch of blitzes, different coverages. Yeah, he is going to be feasting. I'll put it to you like this. I think Rattler has a better chance of playing atrocious than playing great. I know this may sound harsh, but it's reality. The less Spencer Rattler drops back in the pocket to throw the ball, the better. Trust me. You don't want Spencer Rattler to come out here trying to win you an NFL game. Just let him game manage it. That's it. I do want to talk about this a little bit. All things considered, how much people badmouth him and talk trash on him after the high school incident with him not looking good in that TV show or Netflix reality TV show, whatever you want to call it. Then people trashing him at Oklahoma. And even some people talking down on him at South Carolina because he wasn't playing too good. Look at him now. He made it. He's a starting NFL quarterback. And I'm going to clap it up to him because there's not too many people that can say that. Sure, it's due to an injury, but who cares? He is officially a starting NFL quarterback. I guarantee you this much. After that Texas and Oklahoma game where he got benched for Caleb Williams, nobody thought this would ever be happening. And here's something we really need to talk about, but it's a big if, so I don't want to get into it too much. What if Rattler goes out here and goes 21 for 30, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and looks phenomenal? You know a conversation is going to start stirring up. Well, dang, man, did he just steal Derek Carr's job? There's not a great chance of that happening, but there is a possibility that old Rattler goes in there, plays phenomenal, and he never looks back from there, and he turns into 8 to 10 year starting quarterback in this league. We saw that happen not too long ago with Dak Prescott and Tony Romo. I can't remember where Dak Prescott got drafted, but I know it wasn't even in the first or second round. Where did he get drafted? Wasn't it like the 4th or 5th round too? I could be wrong on that. It was so long ago I can't remember, and it's crazy because it feels like it was just yesterday I was watching Dak Prescott carry Mississippi State. Those were the good old days back when Mississippi State was relevant. Look at that program now. Whew. They're in a heap of trouble. But yeah, that's besides the point. Rattler, he's going to be playing Sunday, and I'm going to be watching because I can't wait to see how he fares out. Many more things I could say, but we'll end it off here. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But Roman,